Hello, Werewolfians. This is Camera Werewolf, and I'm going to be talking about why my service dog wears sweaters and such out in public, and why I choose to dress him up. Happy, come here. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. So, as you all may know, this is Happy. He's my baby. He's my hero, really. Happy, yeah, look at the camera. Good boy. Good boy. Go to bed. Go to bed. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So, some people have pointed out to me that, like, I dress my dog up a lot when I go out in public. But a lot of people have a problem with that because they don't view it as something appropriate for service dogs. Like, for example, he's almost always got his sweater on, and he wears, like, a decorated collar and such. And a lot of times he wears socks and shoes. There he goes. But what a lot of people don't realize is, at least for my dog, his general wear is all actually practical. You see, Happy, I love him to death, but he has a flea allergy. And so the area I live in has a big flea problem. He's on flea medication, he wears a flea collar and everything, but he has trouble with fleas because the area where I live rampantly has fleas. Like, you can walk outside and a flea can jump on your leg whether or not you have an animal with you. So it's pretty bad. And what he'll actually do, because he has a flea allergy, is he will itch himself so much that he'll actually wear wear his fur off of his back, and he'll have bald patches on his back. And so what I do is I put a sweater or shirt on him so that at least when he does itch, it doesn't make him have as much hair loss or as much irritation. I do use treatments on him, like sprays and such, that soothe his skin and help prevent fleas and such. But, like, for a lot of it, it's very practical use. Same thing with the sweater. With his sweater, it's also because he has a problem where he actually gets cold relatively easily. I guess it's probably because he's short hair, but I don't know how, because we live in Florida. But he actually gets cold relatively easy, so the sweater helps him a lot and helps keep him on task, so he isn't just shivering the entire time. Happy, touch. Good boy. I know, baby. Go to bed. Go to bed. Good boy. Good boy. He's such a good boy. Aren't you, baby? Kisses. Happy. Focus. Happy. What's wrong? You better? Kisses. Good boy. But a lot of people also wonder about the fact that he wears socks and shoes. Now, there's something not a lot of people know, however, but dogs' paws, anything above 70 degrees can actually melt a dog's paw pads. And so he wears socks or shoes, depending on which we need. Like, the way I put it is, his socks, if we're going to be doing a lot of walking in an area that's mostly concrete, then chances are I'm going to more favorably use his socks, because, one, they stay on in, like, laminate floors and concrete a lot better. If we're going to be out, like, in grass and stuff, where there's a possibility there could be sticks, glass, or anything, he's going to wear his shoes. Or if we're biking a long distance, he's also going to wear his shoes just to protect his paw pads. He does work a lot, and he does occasionally get things like blisters or foot sores if we don't use his equipment, and so I always try to keep it on him so he's always in top working condition. Because before I actually started getting him socks and shoes, we actually had an issue where one of his skin on one of his toes, it was a very, very hot day, where we went out for a walk, and when we came back, it was when he was younger. He had a bloody toe from where the skin had somewhat melted and wore off from the pavement. Even though it was a relatively short walk, it was around, at the very most, 15 minutes. We were just walking to downtown and back real quick, just for a general walk, just to do some basic training. And so a lot of people get very mad when they see him in socks or shoes. I've even actually had people get upset at the Strawberry Festival when I brought him there. We actually had, me and my best friend went, and she's amazing because she always supports me with my service dog and such. But we went there, and two police officers were looking at us, and my friend got very upset all of a sudden, and she scoffed really loudly and like gave this dirty look, and I looked over to her and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, you didn't hear them? And I was like, what'd they say? And so it turns out the officers were actually making fun of me because of the fact that my service dog was wearing socks and a sweater underneath his vest, because they just hate when people dress up their dogs like people, because they didn't see the practicality in his gear, and they didn't see any reason for him to be wearing clothes, as it were. Now, you don't always get a bad reaction, honestly. Like, when we went around the Strawberry Festival, we got a lot of people who, honestly, I love this because I tell people, I always tell people where I got his shoes and stuff and how easy it is to get dog shoes. And they're only going to really walk funny in them if you don't adjust them to the shoes properly and if you don't get the right size. I made that mistake when I got his shoes. I got like 2 sizes too large. And now that he has the correct size shoe, he walks perfectly in them. It's like he's not wearing them. He's a little more hesitant to do certain things when he's wearing them, but other than that, that's to be expected. I mean, you're putting shoes on a dog, so there are going to be some things like he won't do his more trick commands nearly as quickly. Like if I tell him to like do his circle, or if I hold my hand up high and tell him to touch it for like a jump touch, things like that, he's not going to really show off. He's just going to do the bare minimum. He knows what tasks I need and such, so he will do those, but he doesn't like to show off while he's wearing his shoes because he's much more comfortable without them. He doesn't have the same problem with the socks, however, because they are, of course, less on him, and they're not as much of a hindrance to him because he can still feel through them and such. However, the socks, at least with my experiences, till I try to get dog suspenders, with socks, when you're going to be walking in dirt areas or grassy areas, they're going to come off. There's no avoiding it. Like, if you're in a house and he's just running around and stuff in his socks, he's fine. They will stay on all day, unless he pulls them off. And chances are he's not going to pull them off because he doesn't mind the socks at all. But the thing is, when you're in more of a rough terrain area, they're going to get caught on things, and they're going to fall off unless you've got something like dog suspenders, which some people might find ridiculous or a bad investment. However, I believe it's a good investment. Same thing with the socks and shoes, because it's going to help your dog. It's going to keep them in working condition. It's going to keep them high performing. And that's what's important. We want our dogs to be healthy. We want them to help us. And as long as they are healthy and happy, then you're in good standing, you know? Hey, Happy. What are you doing? He's constantly itchy. He's a very itchy boy. He doesn't have fleas, but he does get problems with dry skin and stuff, because I do wash him somewhat frequently because we do go out, and he is a dog. He is an animal. I have a cat. He gets stinky. So if you're going to be bringing your service dog out, you want them to be clean and smell good and such. You want to touch? You want to touch? Kisses? Oh, you want to do kisses? Oh, come here. Happy kisses. No? Oh. So you're a sleepy boy. He's a sleepy boy. Good boy. So, what I want to talk about a little bit is dressing up our service dogs. A lot of people will actually put costumes and such on their service dogs, sweaters, little outfits and stuff. I believe this is completely fine. I mean, when you bring a service dog in public, you're gonna get stares. You're gonna get people trying to touch them and such. You're gonna get all of that. You're gonna get kids trying to chase you around, begging to pet your dog, things like that. it's just gonna happen because a lot of places don't have the proper education on service animals, or people just don't care. I will be doing a video in length talking about my experiences during the Strawberry Festival because, oh boy, was that a day. but like, you're gonna have experiences and stuff in public, whether your dog is vested, whether they are not vested, or whether they're wearing a costume. Okay? So I'm completely fine with a service dog wearing a costume or a jacket or an outfit or any type of thing, as long as they are well behaved, as long as it is appropriate in the area and stuff, as long as it is not an offensive outfit, etc., then you're gonna be fine. Like, I would never, I would, like, say, like, you're going to an airport, I wouldn't, like, dress up your dog in, like, a Middle Eastern outfit. Like, there are certain things that are appropriate and not, etc. Like, one of the things is, if you are going to dress up your dog in costume, I wouldn't dress up your dog in costume for everyday occasions. I maybe something like Halloween, or if there's an actual costume party, or somewhere you're going, like, somewhere where there's going to be costuming, and have them, like, match the costuming and such. It is okay for your dog. Like, I've seen a lot of people who put their dogs in almost full body outfits with patterns and such. This is fine. This is fine. It's what a lot of those are is comfort to the dog, and a lot of them keep the animal warm. They can help. A lot of people, like, Happy, what are you doing? Come on. Come on. Touch. Happy. The kitty doesn't want to play with you right now. Come on. Come on. No? Silly boy. You're looking for food, aren't you? But yeah, honestly, I see no... I see. Now you want to get in the video. I see no problem with dressing up your dogs, as honestly, if you're going to be stared at anyways, why not? There's no problem with it in my eyes, just as long as you are being situationally appropriate. Octi, why? Kitty. Octi. Leave him alone. Oh. As long as you're being situationally appropriate and you're not doing it just for attention or something like that, there's no problem with it. So that's my outlook on it. Leave your feedback and comments below. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Camera Werewolf signing off. Bye!